Did you know a football match once stopped a war? No politics, no peace talks, just football. But what if I told you the World Cup has secretly been used to control global tensions? There's something strange about football. It's just 22 players chasing a ball. But somehow, it's also presidents, wars, protests, and diplomacy. The World Cup isn't just the biggest sporting event on Earth. It's where enemies shake hands, where nations forget their differences, and sometimes where history quietly changes. But here's the part nobody talks about. Football doesn't just reflect politics, it influences it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's go back to 1969. Two countries, rising tension, explosive political climate, and somehow football made it worse. El Salvador versus Honduras, a World Cup qualifier. What started as a match turned into something far more dangerous. Fans weren't just chanting, they were fighting. Riots broke out, national pride turned into rage, and then war. Yes, an actual war. It lasted 100 hours. Thousands lost their lives. It became known as the Football War. But here's where it gets crazy. The match didn't cause the war, it exposed something deeper, something already broken. Football didn't create conflict, it revealed it. But not every football story ends in chaos. Some do the exact opposite. Fast forward to 1998, France, a country divided by race, identity, and immigration debates. Tension was building, but then something unexpected happened. The French national team, diverse, multicultural, different, started winning. And suddenly, the entire country united behind one team. Black, white, Arab, African, didn't matter anymore, because on that pitch, they were just France. When they won the World Cup, millions flooded the streets, celebrating together. For a moment, politics disappeared. This changed everything. Football didn't just entertain, it united a nation. But here's the uncomfortable truth. These moments, they're not accidental. The World Cup is the most watched event on Earth. Billions watching, every nation emotionally invested. You really think governments? You really think FIFA doesn't understand its power? Football isn't just sport, it's influence. You've heard of ping-pong diplomacy between the US and China, but football has its own version. In 2002, during the World Cup in South Korea and Japan, two countries with a complicated history, something changed. Co-hosting the tournament forced cooperation, shared stadiums, shared planning, shared global attention, and slowly, tensions softened. Not completely, but enough to show something powerful. Football can open doors that politics can't. But what happens when football is used not to unite, but to distract? Let's talk about 1978, Argentina. At the time, the country was under a military dictatorship, human rights abuses, disappearances, fear. And yet, they hosted the World Cup. The government saw an opportunity. If Argentina wins, the world stops looking at what's happening behind the scenes. And guess what? They did win. The streets were filled with celebration, but just miles away, people were suffering in silence. This is the darker side of football diplomacy. Sometimes it's not about peace, it's about control. But then there's one story that feels almost unreal. 2005, Ivory Coast, a country divided by civil war, violence, chaos, broken unity, and then a football match. After qualifying for the World Cup for the first time ever, Didier Drogba did something no one expected. He grabbed a microphone, looked into the camera, and pleaded, Drop your weapons, hold elections, let's live in peace. And something unbelievable happened. People listened. A ceasefire followed. Let that sink in. Not a politician, not a general, a footballer. This changed everything. So what is football really? A game? A distraction? A weapon? Or a bridge? Because every time the World Cup begins, something bigger is happening behind the scenes. Leaders shaking hands, countries interacting, narratives being shaped, and most people don't even notice. If you love football stories like this, make sure you subscribe because the next one is even crazier. Now look at today. Every World Cup comes with controversy, politics, human rights debates, global scrutiny, but also unity. Fans traveling across borders, cultures mixing, moments shared worldwide. For a few weeks, the world feels connected. And maybe that's the real power of football. Not that it ends conflict forever, but that it reminds us peace is possible. Football won't solve every problem, it won't stop every war, but it does something rare. It makes billions of people feel the same thing at the same time. Joy, pain, hope. And in a divided world, that might be the closest thing we have to unity. So what do you think? Is football really a force for peace or just a distraction? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more powerful football stories like this, hit subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.